see what can I share with you in order for you to gain confidence in answering your paper, right? So this is every single student's problem. Okay, let's go continue with this one. Are you familiar with this book? Are you familiar with this book? Please respond. Okay, guys, they are so shy. Later they will respond because they concentrate listening to the talk, and then they are busy taking down the notes. So memang respond tu agak lambat sedikit. Okay, how do you solve MX question? How do you solve this MX question? These books you are familiar is the Form 4 and Form 5 textbook. Since you are DLP students, so you should take the English version. Okay, are you going to let go the Malay version? No, you pick up the Malay version as a backup. When you read the English question, they might be, because we seldom use English in daily life, so we might misinterpret the English question asked. So the Malay will be the backup. So first of all, I will suggest that when you read a question, you do not ignore, during your practice, try not to ignore the Malay version, right? So means that you are in a very good path. You are picking up two languages, okay, to answer that, to read that question in two language. Okay, you stand the best. Okay, now let's continue with this. How do you solve MX question? How do you solve? Just now I saw in your Woo Clap here, you say that you want to know how to solve question, okay, and the techniques. So these are the topics. Okay, let it run very fast. In a total, you have 10 topics in Form 4. Okay, may I know which topic that you master, that you really master? Can you tell me which topic that is in hand? No matter how I ask the question, you should be able to answer. Is there any topic, one or two topics will do? Do you have any topics that you really master? 100%, I know the in and the out. I don't care how you upside down the question, I will be able to answer. Is there any topics that you really master? If yes, then you just give me the topic. If no, then you just say so-so. Not really, not really. And R will do. Is there any one of you strong in any topics of this? Yes or no? 4 and 8. Thank you very much for Jitendra, okay, and then T and Danish yang respond. Okay, 4 and 8, okay, SOT 50-50, so okay, 4 and 8. Let me check. 4 and 8, very good. So 4 and 8, Jitra, you are asking 4 and 8. You are the only one come up with other topics. Other will be so. Okay, never mind. Then just continue. So this is the topics of Form 5. May I know, have you finished your syllabus with your teachers here? In your school, have you finished your syllabus? There are 8 topics. Yes or no? Topic finished? Not yet. Where are you now? Topic 6, 7, 8. Chapter 7. Okay, you are on the right path. Don't worry. Okay, still have time. How many months towards your SPM? Did you count? From now towards your SPM, how many months? You have now in September, October, November, December, January, February. It's roughly about 5 to 6 months. Okay, 5 to 6 months is enough for you to cover. Okay, for you to get a good result. Okay, what are the tips I shall share with you later? Okay, so this, let's check. How do you solve a problem? This is when I gave you the cover of the MX for Form 4 and Form 5. I did ask a question. How do you solve a problem? This is to to make sure that you have enough time to solve your paper, exam paper. Okay, first of all, you read the question. Okay, you get the paper, how to answer. You want to solve a problem, you have the question already right in front of you. You read. When you read, you try to understand the question. What that you need to understand? You need to understand which topic. Try to get the topic. If you can't, especially nowadays with the question of HOTS, you can't predict which topic that this question come up from. So what if you can't get the topic or the subtopic, then you look for the information. What kind of information is given to you? You highlight. You highlight all the information. Okay? And then you highlight what is the question asked. Okay, you highlight. You highlight either the information you might put in circle, the question you might put in line. Okay, you might draw a line. to differentiate. That is information, that is the question. If you can't differentiate, never mind, just circle all the keyword, then you pay attention to it. Slowly you will be in that level if your practice is good enough. Okay, after identifying this, right, then after identifying you have all the ideas on this, then you plan to solve your question already. How do you plan to solve? You choose the suitable strategy. Okay, the strategy from where? From your practice before the exam time. So means that the daily practice is important for you. If you miss the practice, sorry, you will not, no matter what you plan, you can't come up with a good plan. That's why start you from getting a good result. Okay, after choosing the strategy plan, what else that you need to do? If it involves the formula, then make sure that the formula that you use is the correct formula. Don't simply write a formula. If the formula is given in the front page, you copy that formula properly, then you fit all the information into the formula and start to solve. When you do, or I say do here, or you carry out, okay, you carry out your plan, okay, means that you are now doing your calculating. Okay, you are now carry out your calculation. When you want to carry out your calculation, when you want to calculate, make sure that you are very good. Your basic of linear equation are very good. When I say basic linear, it includes a factorization, it includes expanding, right? Include the BODMAS as well. These are the basic in order for you to carry out the calculation. The calculation here doesn't mean that you use the calculator to press the key. You must know how to rearrange it before you come to pressing calculator, right? Then after that, if you think that a sketching graph can help you, go for the sketching so that you can see better. Because in answering, the best way to help you to answer better, get a good answer in a very fast mode is by sketching. Or if you need a table, get the table of value, sub the value into the table and start doing. That is the best. Then after that, don't forget the last part is you need to check your answer. See, is the answer that you got, okay, that you have reasonable or not? Is it make sense? Okay. Or you may think of, if you are very good, you aim for A+ for your result. Then if there any other methods for you to solve this question? If yes, then you use other method to solve this question. Okay, how do you learn the other methods? It's during your exercise. The more you do for a particular question, you will get more methods into it. But if let's say your cikgu, okay, either Cikgu Huda or Cikgu Fazaria gave you a question, a worksheet, they ask you to do for the first time, okay, you finished. Then the next, maybe a few weeks later, Cikgu Huda gave you the same paper to do. Then you look into the paper, by looking into the question, then you told teacher, this paper we have done. Mathematics, the same question you can go over and over, okay, over and over many rounds. For the first time, you may spend 10 minutes in solving it. For the second time, the same question, you must make sure that you reduce the 10 minutes to 7 minutes. Or maybe for the third time, you get the same question. Think of other method to solve this question. This is to tackle this. Any other methods? Remember, one of the problem that with our students, if the question we gave them one time, the second time when they see the same paper, they see the same worksheet, they will say, teacher, this we have done. For me, very simple. I will ask, can you come up with the other methods for this? Then compare. Then they'll keep quiet. They will go back and do their work. Somehow, towards the end, they are the winner, not me, right? You have to challenge your brain thinking. The brain is in you. The neuron is here. So you have to challenge your thinking, right? Force them to think deeper for you. Otherwise, you will not be. Don't sit in the comfort zone. Comfort zone will not lead to a good result. Okay, so for the topic that I gave you in Form 4 and Form 5, here it has divided into a few areas. Okay, few areas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 areas. Okay, we have 9 learning areas here, 9 learning areas. And the topics here, 1, 2, 3. This is the Form 4 topics. Okay, this is the Form 4 topics. Under algebra, we have only for Form 4, but no Form 5. Under geometry, we have Form 4 topics and we have Form 5 topics. Under calculus, we don't learn at all in Form 4, but we learn the 2 topics in Form 5. Okay, trigonometry, you don't learn in Form 4, but you learn in Form 5. This topic, okay, this topic, I put a star here, this topic, take note, this topic you can alias, okay, you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone with the topics of Form 3 under trigo function, also under function, right? Mathematics, you have this function as well, but it is, our MS is another level to the basics. So if you are strong in your mathematics for this topic, then it will help you for you to master this. This is very important. Okay, this is very important from your mathematics. Don't make it as a fun. Okay, if you want to score A+, please make sure you master this. Then statistics, you don't have it in Form 4, but you have it as in Form 5 under permutation, combination, and probability distribution, right? This is under statistics. In mathematics, all the others, the main mode, I will say that measure of tendency, okay? Measure of tendency and measure of dispersion, okay? This thing, the mean mode median, okay, you learn in mathematics, and our standard deviation range, our range, standard deviation, interquartile range, and variance. These are the 4 points for measure dispersion that you learn under mathematics. So another step for this is this chapter, permutation and combination and probability distribution, right? So therefore, this is the topic. Trigonometry is under elective for other students in other schools. Okay, solution of triangle and index number we learn in Form 4. And kinematics of linear motion and linear programming we learn in Form 5. So these are the topics. How many topics that we have? Okay, let's continue with this. Okay, this one I put in color to differentiate. This one nothing to do. Okay, let's go very fast. Okay, have you seen this book before? Have you seen this book before? Yes or no? Have you seen this book before? Any one of you? Any one of you seen this book before? Please respond a bit. This book is very important. Any one of you? No. Okay, you want to score A+. You want to score A+? This will lead you to that. This book is important. What is this book? This is our document standard curriculum dan pentaksiran. Okay, this is of Form 4 and Form 5 for the subject of MS. Okay, the same thing goes to mathematics. You must get this book. Then you may ask me, teacher, where to get this book? Very simple. You go to Mr. Google. You type for DSKP, okay, KSSM, and Maths Form 5, Mathematics Tambahan Form 5. It will turn out in your Google. Then from there, you will see. Okay, there are lots of people posting the SKP. I've got a few choices for you to choose which one you want. Right, then I continue this one. Okay, sorry. Okay. This is another part which is very important. You say that you want to know, you want to have better understanding. Okay, the chapters. Under here, we have how many chapters? We have about, I take another color. We have about Form 4, 10 chapters. Form 5, 8 chapters. Total, 18 chapters. Okay, total 18 chapters here. Total 18 chapters. Right, now, then the content standard. Content standard, we have 30 for from Form 4, 29 from Form 5, and the total is 59. What is content standard? I will show you later. Don't worry. Then for the learning standard, we have 94 from Form 4, and 77 from Form 5. Total is 171. And this is the tricks where question can set from. Question not set from the topic. Okay, we don't choose here. We choose either from here or here. So there are 59 choices for a panel to set up a question. And they have 171 questions to ask for your SPM. So if let's say you cannot master you cannot score just because you do not know how the question is set. Based on what? It is based on this. Okay, then you may say, teacher, can you please show us what is this? Okay, let's go to one of the page. This is one page that I choose because one of the questions that I would like you to do is this topic. That's why I choose this. Okay, application of differentiation. This is the content standard. Where is the content standard? Is here. This is the content standard. Under your form 5, out of 29, I pick 1. Okay, I pick up 1. Okay, maybe I use black color. Out of 29, I pick up 1. Oh, the 1 is from where? The 1 is from form 5. Okay, let's go here. This is 2.4. Okay, 2.4. The 2.4 is application. Under this, and this is learning standard. So you have 1, 2, 3 here, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5. So the learning standard, this is the learning standard. This is the learning standard. The learning standard. The learning standard here. Okay. The 5 is out. The 5 that I show you just now is out of 77. So for this itself, I can set a question to ask this one itself, or I can set a question of this and ask you all this by choice. Depends on how many marks I have on the questions. Do you get me? Do you see how question is set? Just now you asked me, you want to know how question is set. Do you understand? If you don't understand, you may stop me. Yes or no? First of all, the teacher will go into the DSKP and choose what I want to test my student. Okay, if the teacher say that you want to test on the application, then the teacher will decide, am I going to test this one? Am I going to test this one? Or I want to test everything together. If everything together, then you will be having anak, the A part 1, Roman 1, Roman 2, Roman 3, Roman 4. Then it has all this. Is that clear to you, how the question is set? Because just now I saw one of your question here. You say that you want to know how question is set. Okay, how exam question would be like. Okay, one of you say that. So this is how it is. Okay, and for until now. So this is about DSKP. You want to know the question, you must know the in and out of this DSKP. Otherwise, you will not be able to know what kind of question it might be out here. So then we continue. Before I show you the question, let me finish this part. Format baharu SPM mulai 2021. This is your format. And I take this one from LP, straight away from LP. That's why it's in BM. I don't change the wording. I just change the style only. Your code paper, don't forget, is 3472. All right, 3472, paper 1 and paper 2. So the format. You have this slide with you, am I right? Do you have this slide with you? Do you have this page with you? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, then you jot down. This is important for you to score, right? So now we have this paper 1 and paper 2. So paper 1, Janice bertulis, ujian bertulis, you have to write down. Okay, remember, for your handwriting is very important. Last year, we do have our exam. Okay, after the SPI, after your senior sitting for the exam, their paper is being scanned. Okay, scanned and the teacher mark online, meaning that now as what you are doing at home, your teacher, they are having PDPR, okay, for online class. So you turn in the work, okay, you turn in your written work. I don't take Quizzy, I don't take the Quizzy and the Kahoot, all those things where you pick the ABC one, not the one, the handwritten. The handwritten, then you capture the picture and then you send in to your teacher to mark. So the capture, after I predict that next year for you, it shall be online marking also. So your writing must be neat because it is ujian bertulis. Why it needs to be neat and tidy, so that when it is scanned, your exam paper is scanned, your writing is clear. It's clear for the examiner to read and to mark. So during your practice later, after this, your arrangement, okay, of your working must be nice and neat. You try to practice that. Jangan sayang kertas sekarang. Now is not the time for you to save paper, right? You have to make sure that your writing is in a proper manner in order for your paper to be scanned, in order for the markers can read easily. Okay, let me give you one of the example why this is important. Okay, after SPM this year, the result came out somewhere in March or April. I can't remember the time. May, I think May. So when the result came out, May or June. Okay, sorry. Then when the result came out, okay, parents and the students not satisfied with the result. It was C+. Okay, one of the result was C+. So after send in for recheck, turn out as A minus. Is it a great jump? From C plus to A minus, is it a great jump? Great jump or not? From C plus to A minus. Great jump or not? Yes or no? Yes, it's a great jump. Due to what? Maybe during the first time the marking, the writing is not clear. Who lose? You lose. Luckily, this student willing to spend the 50 ringgit per subject to send in for checking. 50 ringgit to check the paper. One paper costs you 50 ringgit to check the paper, right? So luckily he spent the money for the checking. Otherwise, he will remain with the result of C plus for that particular subject. So my advice to you, please make sure your writing is neat. And the item here, we have two types of item. One is item berstruktur. Okay, one is subjective response terhad. I will call it as terhad easier. Okay, and the other one is subjective response terhad berstruktur. Okay, I will call it one, I'll use the word terhad, and the other one is berstruktur. I use the last word to represent. Okay, what is the difference between these two? Subjective response terhad is the question by itself. No nagging story, no stimulus. If there is a stimulus, it's a very simple stimulus. Okay, it has no part A, part B to answer. But when it comes to soalan subjective response terhad berstruktur, we have part A. After that, then we have part B. Then it might be go to part C, or maybe after part A, you got the Roman 1 and Roman 2. This is what we call soalan berstruktur. They got story, the tell story one. That one berstruktur. So meaning that here, for you to answer, this is the path that where students find very difficult. Because of what? Because they are lack of reading. They are lazy to read for information. When they see long paragraph, they don't want to read already. Actually, the long paragraph is the nagging story only. Story. Finally, you got only 2 keywords, right? For you to read that. Okay. Then later I'll go for the example. Then for in paper 1, you have one bahagian A, which is 12 question, 64 marks, and you have bahagian B. So highlight this one. You have bahagian A, you have bahagian B. Okay, bahagian A, I highlight this one, bahagian A and bahagian B. So bahagian A, 12 questions, 64 marks. Okay, 64 marks. Hold on, this one. 64 marks. All of a sudden, because consume a lot of. Okay, now, so this 64 marks is compulsory. This 12 question, 64 marks, compulsory, must answer all. Okay, bahagian B, you have 3 questions, 60 marks, jawab 2. So means that here you need to jawab 2, and total marks is 16, means that total mark is 16, means that one question is 8 marks. This is your own note. One question is 8 marks. Okay, and this is the part that you choose. You choose from here. Okay, now total marks of your paper for this. We go to paper 2 first. Paper 2, bahagian A, we compare. Bahagian A, 7 questions, 50 marks, right? And bahagian B, you have 4 questions, 30 marks, jawab 3. Okay, this is our note put here in this way. This is compulsory to answer. This is compulsory to answer. You don't answer all. Why do you need to make sure you answer this part? The bahagian B here you choose, but bahagian here B also you choose. You choose 2 from here, you choose 3 from here. Don't mix up. Because if you do extra, time constraint, tak cukup masa. So make sure that you cukup, because the time allocated for you is just nice to tackle this question only. Dia tak bagi masa lebih untuk jawab soalan lebih. Unless you are very professional. You are you master all the skills in MX, then you will be having extra time to do to finish off all the question in the paper. Okay, bahagian C, here we have bahagian C. Bahagian C, you are given 4 questions and you are asked 2. So I'll put here 2/4. So the 2 here is compulsory for me to answer. Okay, so from here, I'll say that for this part, okay, for this, I'll put it as, for part B, 3/4. So this is the question, compulsory for me to answer. So put a key to yourself. This is very important. For the marks, this one means 10 marks for each question. This is 10 marks for each, per each. Okay, and this is 10 marks per each. Okay, per each question. So this one, 3 questions. Sorry, this one I tulis salah already. This one by right should be luckily. Okay, by right, this one should be 2 upon 3. 2 upon 3. Okay, 2 upon 3. And for this question, it is 8 marks per each question. Okay, so these are very important. Don't play a fool on this. Otherwise, you will find that not enough time because you dah terambil masa. Especially when you try to solve all the questions, 4 questions from here, you actually taken the time from the other part. Okay, let me continue with this one. Okay, so then I continue with this. Okay, so marks are given 80 and 100 marks. For paper 1 is 80 marks and for paper 2 is 100 marks. So bear in mind of all the marks here given, and especially the compulsory answer question is very important for you. Okay, then after that, we continue to the other one. Okay. Okay, my pen got, but this one doesn't want to come out. Okay, here. Okay, now we have tempo ujian. So 2 hours for paper 1 and 2 hours 30 minutes for paper 2. Meaning that if I divide, okay, if I divide 2 hours, we have 120 minutes. Am I right? Divided by 80 marks. Divided by 80 marks. So what do you get? Get your calculator. Do some exercise. Divided by 80. What do you get? Can you please tell me what do you get? This is a tips to make sure that you can finish your paper within time. So you please respond to me. What do you get for 120 divided by 80? What's your answer? Can you please tell me? Nobody yet respond. Looking for your calculator? Anyone? Yes, very good. 1.5. What is this 1.5? Thank you, Sarah. What is this 1.5? Okay, thank you, DJ. So what is this 1.5 showing you? Meaning that if that question, if let's say for part A question, and that question is 4 marks, make sure that I finish this question of 4 marks within 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Each mark is 1.5 minutes. Then times 4, I must make sure that I finish it within 6 minutes. Okay, within 6 minutes. If I exit the 6 minutes for 4 marks, I will confirm definite that you will not be able to finish your paper within the time of 2 hours. For the question, 12 question plus 2 question, that the total of this you have to answer 14 questions within 2 hours. Because the allocated time is that. Okay, how about your paper 2? It's also the same thing. 2 hours, 30 minutes is 150 minutes. 150 minutes divided by 100. Again, you get it as 1.5. Also showing that question you should answer 1 mark. You should finish it within 1.5 minutes. Okay, I give you one example. One example of the question part B, part C, I think part C, or it can be part B, because it is 10 marks per question. Okay, 10 marks per question, and make sure that this question you finish it within 15 minutes. Make sure that you finish it within 15 minutes. If you exit answering one of the question or 2 of the question more than 15 minutes, I can assure you this will be missed. You will not be able to solve, right? So how are you going to avoid of this happen? This is the problem that students always face. Teacher, how am I going to make sure that I finish this within time? So I'm going to give you some tips on this. Okay, let's see, go to the next one, see what is this. Okay. Okay, let me come back here. Let me come back, finish this one first. Otherwise, then I might forget. Okay, how am I going to make sure that I tackle this one in a proper manner so that I don't miss out all this? Okay, in order for you to finish your paper in the right time, when still remember during our how to solve the problem, the first one is understand the question. Still remember I told you this was your first step just now. So during your reading of the question, listen carefully, the tips are here. You read for the first time the question, you read the first time you read. I should put here first time you read. Okay, you read for the first time you read first time. During your reading first time, you should scan and skim to see what is the story about. Try to get the topic right. If you couldn't, you read for the second time, because first time you do not get any idea, nothing in here is blank. You read for the second time you got a little bit picture, roughly is there. Then you go and read for the third time. After reading the third time, if you are still blur, not so clear, what I can say that for that, let's say it's question 7, you circle that question. For question number 7, you circle it. Means that after reading 3 times, you still cannot see anything. You circle that question, you proceed to answer to question 8. Because at that moment, at that particular time when you're in question 7, it's not your luck yet. Belum ada rezeki lagi untuk jawab soalan ini. Never mind. After reading 3 times, you already spend your time. Baca 3 kali, I believe that almost 2 minutes has gone. Masa sudah hilang 2 minit. So kita tak boleh lagi. We cannot stay there anymore. We have to move on. So we move on to question 8, question 9, question 10. When we finish, we still have time. Then we come back to question 7. If you were to start at question 7, time is running. That is why you find no time finishing your paper. Do you get me? The tips are here. How many times that you read? Can you please respond for each question for you to start your work? Maximum time that you can read a question for you to start the work. How many times reading? 3 times, right? Please, after attending my talk, then you say, teacher, you go and complain to Cikgu Huda or Cikgu Fazaria. Say that, teacher, the other day, Teacher Gan say that reading 3 times. Question 1, I read 3 times, I don't understand. I circle. Question 2, I read 3 times, also I don't understand, I circle. Question 3, also I read 3 times, I don't understand, also I circle. All the 14 questions, I circle all. Do you think that that is possible? Do you think that that is possible for you to circle all the 14 questions? Will it be possible or not? You answer to my question. Now I'm enhancing your thinking skill. Will it be possible for you to circle all the 14 questions? Yes or no? Understand my question and answer to it. Because from your answer, yes, there is a possible. No, yes, Hannah, it shouldn't be. Because my early slot, I did ask you, of the Form 4 and Form 5 topics, which chapter that you master in. So within the question here asked, there should be 1 or 2 chapters that you master. So out of this 14 question, by the most that you can circle is 7, because just now I saw that you say 50-50. Isn't it? So it shouldn't for you. Tak mungkin ke-14 soalan itu kamu tak mampu nak jawab. Kamu tak tahu nak jawab. If you boleh circle 14 soalan yang dikemukakan dalam paper 1, I will say that kamu langsung tak buat ulang kaji. Masa cikgu mengajar, kamu tak beri perhatian. Okay? Because out of 177 choices for our learning objective, you didn't even master 171. Okay, 171 learning learning objective that you didn't even master one of it. So that's why you boleh circle. So you avoid that. Is that clear? So and this thing apply dekat sini also. Every single question read for 3 times. So how to improve? Teacher, reading 3 times consume a lot of time, especially for the long question. How to tackle it? Start practice reading long question now. Okay? Time is running. No way. during the holiday is not the honeymoon week for you. This holiday, 1 week holiday is not a honeymoon week for you. You have to read. Go through then you may ask me, teacher, how am I going to do my revision? Okay, you have reference book, you have textbook. In your textbook, there are example. There is a question with a solution. You read the contoh, you read the example question, and you go for the information, the answer solution. See whether your thinking, is it the same? Don't look into the solution first. You read the question, understand the question, do it out on your own, work it out on your own. Then you compare your answer with the working from the book. And then you compare which part that you are wrong. This is what we call self-learning. The self-learning spirit must be very strong in you at this moment. Okay, tak boleh tidur. You tak boleh tidur. You must wake up the lion in yourself. Okay, so now for the construct, this question will be applied. They will ask you to mengingat, memahami, mengaplikasi, menganalisis, menilai, mencipta. We don't come out. But for you, yes, they ask you to come up with the formula. Okay, come up with the formula. Then what kind of formula? I'll see if I have time or not. Later, I'll show you this SOT. Okay, cakupan is all the pembelajaran in Form 4 and Form 5. See or not? Bidang pembelajaran. They never say rujuk kepada buku teks or kepada buku rujukan or kepada buku kerja. It's bidang pembelajaran. Where you get this bidang pembelajaran? Can you respond? Where can you get this bidang pembelajaran? Can you recall the word that I asked you just now? I asked you to go to Mr. Google to look for what? Saya nak tengok siapa dia punya ingatan tu very strong. What is that? Anyone? Can recall? Yes, very good, Sarah. And I have Sudha, Shini, and then T. Very good. So it's from the DSKP. See, if you master your DSKP, cakupan is no longer a problem. So all this, they will get the question from that, from the DSKP. Then after that, the aras kesukaran, see? The aras rendah is 5. The aras rendah is 5. That's why it's very easy. Jangan risau dia adalah susah. It is not that difficult at all. Okay, so here you see that this. Okay, aras rendah is 5. Okay, the aras sederhana is 3 and aras tinggi, it is 2. If I have about the percentage, if I were to convert this into percentage, it will be 50% aras rendah, okay, and it will be 30% of intermediate sederhana, and it will be 20% of aras tinggi. So the aras tinggi on. So if you can master this by following the SKP, you should have 80%. Means that your result is in A already, not even A minus. You are in A. Okay, not? Because the question, see this one? And remember, for this question, for aras rendah, it can be a kebat. Okay, based on concept. I'll show you the question later. And permakahan, what is this? Analytic. What is analytic? The showing working. We have to analyze. Okay, then we examining from your working. Your working, the plus minus sign, is it correct? The factorization, is it correct? Everything must be in systematic, and we analyze your working, right? Line by line. And the alatan tambahan, calculator scientific. Then you may ask, teacher, this is a very common question that students and teachers ask. What kind of calculator can be used during exam? Tidak boleh diprogramkan. Then you are confused. Which one that tak boleh diprogramkan? Okay, let's continue with this. I'm in scientific calculator. This calculator can be used very, very fast. I show you this one. Okay, may I know which one is your calculator? The first calculator, this is class Swiss. Okay, this is class Swiss. CLASSWIS. Class Swiss. And this is 570. 570 FX 570 MS. This is 350. 350 not suitable for Form 5. Okay, this is not, because they don't have the integration sign. This one not suitable for Form 5. Not qualified, because it won't help you in a few question and a few chapter, or the function. The second one, yes, most of you use the second one. And if this is a very special calculator, if you intend to get the second calculator, I will encourage you to get the class Swiss. Okay, because class Swiss, you can get the answer. You can get the answer, but remember, our marking is analytic. You should show the working. The answer from the calculator is to just a guidance to us whether our working is right or wrong. Okay, because when you key in the details into the calculator correctly, the answer given by the calculator should be correct. Okay, compared to your working. If your working answer is not equal to the answer from the calculator, means that your working, your written working, there is a problem. So you may check. And this is another calculator similar to this, but this is by Solar. This is by Solar. This is the screen for Solar, right? And then the last one, this, do you think that the fifth calculator can be used? The link, this one can be used or not? This one cannot be used. The last calculator cannot be used. Why? Due to this. Look into the screen here. Due to this. Because in the screen came out the graph. Okay? When the screen of your calculator can project you or can give you the sketching of the graph, it is not allowed in exam. Because in exam, question will ask you to sketch. If the calculator giving the sketching already, what else to test you? That's why this is not allowed. The fifth calculator cannot allow. So this is what we call non-program calculator. So calculator part settled. No more problem after this. Okay, these are the formula that given to you. In your SPM, starting this year under KSSM, you have only 24 formula. You have only 24 PT compared to the earlier, if I'm not mistaken, we have 52. Yes, now reduced to 24. Okay, means that it's almost 50, more than 50% cut off. Okay, so where are the rest? Where are the rest? The rest will form into, still remember just now when I say mencipta, that one cipta, the last part of your construct just now that we want to test you. We have our mengingat, memahami, still remember the terms? Okay, mengingat, memahami, mengaplikasi, menganalisis, menilai dan mencipta under construct. So one of the construct is mencipta. So for here, you don't see the formula of a few formula. They will ask you to create like this formula. Okay, they will ask you to create maybe, or this formula they ask you to create. Okay, create means that they will give you some idea. Then you come up with the formula, how the formula turns in. The formula are not in there. You go through your textbook, check. The one you alias with this. Okay, you alias with this. You have this paper with you. You copy out the formula and you alias with the one that you learn. The one that not given here, it should be all in your memory. Otherwise, it will not help you to score because you are not good in formula. And remember, our mathematics and MS, we depends on formula to solve our question. Right? We depends on formula to solve because our mathematics is application. Kita tidak mereka. We don't create, okay, solving. We apply. Okay, our mathematics style is applying. We apply. You give me a situation, I get the right formula. I apply. I get the information from the question. I put it. I sub it into the formula. Then I work it out. That is what we say apply. Benda dah ada, formula dah ada. Okay, kita ambil maklumat, kita isi ke dalam dia, kita apply sahaja. Right? So, like when you are in mathematics, pemodelan masalah. Okay, pemodelan mathematics, that is under mathematics yang tidak menggunakan formula. The answer is open upon your debate, upon your bahas. Okay, I won't touch on that. Just to let you know, in order to be good in mathematics and MS, remember formula you have to master. Okay, now we are going into this. Okay, let's try this. Are you ready? Are you ready with my question here? So this is one of the question. As I told you just now, one of the question, the differentiation. Remember that I show you. Okay, let me bring you back here. Let me bring you back to this. One of the DSKP that I show you here. Okay, you can see in this, they can see, interpret the gradient, tangent, determine the equation, solve the problem, the turning point. Here we have the turning point, here we have the turning point, and here we have solve the minimum. So this is application of the differentiation. This is the application, right? Okay, what is this? Okay, this is, okay, never mind. Seems I cannot do anything on this. Okay. So this is the application on this. Wait, okay, on this, the application. So based on this, I came up with this question. Okay, I came up with this question. Okay, let's go into this. Okay. Diagram 1 shows a cubic graph. A cubic graph. Why cubic? Macam ular kena palu. It's not the senyum graph. It's not the muka masam graph. It's not the U-shaped graph. It's not the N-shaped graph. But it's a U-shape and the N-shape. Okay, you know that this is a cubic graph. Okay, you give me this. Okay, you give me this. Then it says that point A, B, C, D, E, read for the information first. A, B, C, D, E lies on the curve. Then as you read, you check the diagram. As I told you, mathematics diagram is very important. As you read the information, you alias with the diagram. Lies on the curve. Determine, now the question is, determine the nature of dy dx or d squared y, the second derivative, over dx squared of each point. Okay, if you do not know the meaning of nature of first derivative and second derivative, you will not be able to answer. Okay, can I have your answer for this, for part A, B, C, D? What can you tell me? What is A? What is A? Give me one example so that I can continue. What is A? Let's go to for A. Let's go to A very fast. What? Let's go to A. A. We choose A for example. What is A? Any idea from you? Just give me the idea that you know. Whatever you have in your mind. Zero gradient. Okay, very good. Minimum point. Very good. Okay, means that you have the idea. Very good. Minimum. But now you need to alias with this. By writing it as a minimum point, by writing it as a zero gradient is not good enough, because it say determine the nature of this. They want you to get to this. So what are we going to do? Okay, let's continue with this. Just to save my time, I'm not going to ask you question, but I'll give you tips. So you listen carefully and you take down the notes. I don't give you this. I don't give this question to you, right? By right, this one I want to do interactive, but I'm running out of time. So I just show it to you. So here, what I do, let's go to the, let's go to the working here. Okay, so this is, I make it bigger, I crop the question so that I can write, I can put in my answer. So A, what is A? This is a minimum point as you said. Okay, what is B? Can you tell me what is B? What is B? What do you predict B as? What is B? Anyone? Gradient positive. You say that this is gradient positive. Very good. Gradient positive means that you know to see the join. Means that you are very good. You know how to see the diagram. Bagi yang tak nampak gradient positive, because the graph is going upward. Okay, because I want to alias with my first derivative, okay, of the function when I derive, the line will go on this way. Okay, let me get my, this one. The straight line will touch here. So, and the straight line is slanting up to the right hand side. So, means that it's gradient positive. Very good. Okay, how about C? How about C? Please respond. Who knows that this question turns out in your paper? You'll be very happy. What is C? Inflection point. Yes. Inflection. What is inflection point? What is inflection point? What's the difference between turning point and inflection point? What's the difference between inflection point and turning point? Okay, this is a point of inflection, or we call it inflection point. Great, you are good. Now slowly you recall the keyword already. Okay. The point of inflection or inflection point. What is the difference between inflection point and minimum point? Do you know how to differentiate? Inflection point is stopped at a while. Okay, let's say minimum point, you go all the way down. At one particular moment, it's minimum, really, that's why it turns back. That's why we call minimum. And the same thing goes for maximum. You go all the way up. At one particular point, you stop, and then you come down. That is the maximum point. But for inflection, up by right, I am here, I should go down if it is a maximum point. But now I don't go down. In fact, I continue to go up. that is the inflection point. Inflection point is when the gradient before and after are the same. Before, when it is the same, what happened after that? Okay, Harit, very good. What after that, what happened? When it is same, is it going to be the same at all the time? At that particular point, what happened? It comes out at this point. If it is a maximum, I shall turn down. But if it is an inflection point, I shall go up again, continue going up. There is a slightly stop for a while, move, but slightly stop for a while. That's why you nampak dia. You see there is a lengkuk. It doesn't continue all the way. It will stop for a while, and then continue. That's why you see here as a bit like cacat like that. Okay? Okay, Nat? That is what we call inflection. At this particular point, it is inflection. At this particular point, it's inflection. Okay, then let us continue. Very good. The answer that you give me, you respond, means that you are on the right path. Right? Just continue reading and solving practice. Right? So then we continue to this one. So D, as what I told you, A is minimum, D should be maximum. Like, how about E? Just now B is positive. How about E? Can you give me the answer? How about E? Yes, very good. Siana, you need to go for practice, more practice. Then the idea will turn out already. You know how to give answer. So this is negative gradient. Good. But did you alias with this? You are giving me in terms only minimum point, positive gradient, inflection point, maximum point, and negative gradient. Did you alias? Did you use the sign symbol of this? So if you are giving me all this, you will not get marks, right? How many marks of this question? I didn't give the marks in my paper. I also do not know how many marks. Okay, I can't remember. Okay, so you are not going to get marks. So you are going to get the minimum point, get it, link it with the symbol. So what is when minimum point, as you told me that gradient is 0. Gradient is 0 for dy dx. You want to represent the gradient equals to 0. dy dx should be equals to 0. You need to have this. This is, you answer this. Right. So how about gradient positive? Can you give me the answer of gradient positive? Yes, very good. You are there. Okay, maximum, this is minimum. So I continue with this one first. Okay, gradient positive greater than 0. Bravo. How about inflection point? How about inflection point? Okay, this is positive and I should have answer for this. This one should be less than 0. Inflection point? Inflection point. Same as B. Same as B, inflection point. Inflection point should be this. The second derivative equals to 0. Okay? Okay, so take note. You are not familiar with this. Take note on this. Inflection point, your the second derivative should be equals to 0 because at that particular point, you don't see any changes. You don't see any changes. If, okay, then I may continue with this. For this, d squared y dx squared, okay, if it is greater than 0, means that this should be a minimum graph. Okay, if my second derivative, take note, it is less than 0, means that it is a maximum point. Take note on this. When your second derivative is equals to 0, means that it is an inflection point, point of inflection. So take note. Okay, just the same thing as what we did for our dy dx. When dy dx greater than 0, you have an explanation. When dy dx less than 0, you have an explanation. When your dy dx equals to 0, also you have an explanation. And the same thing goes to second derivative. When second derivative equals to 0, what is that indicating? Inflection point. Dy dx less than 0, what is that indicating? It is a maximum point. Okay, the second derivative, the second derivative greater than 0, what does it indicating? It indicates a minimum point. Please take note on this. This is all hot question. And of this question, let's say this question is of 3 marks. If you master it, if you master the basic, I can tell you, you are not going to spend your 4.5 minutes to solve this question. You are going to use less than 3 minutes. So you save the time. You save the time to answer other questions. With that, I can guarantee there's no way that you are going to complain that you couldn't finish the paper right on time. You get me? So far, so good. Is my speed just nice for you, or am I too fast? Please respond a bit. Go and text your friends, ask them to come in. Good. Okay. Now, let's start. Baru kita nak start, you know. So now I'm going into system of equation. Okay, since I'm running out of time, I'm not going to show you this, but you may get into my YouTube. Okay, this is my YouTube. Okay, I get you this one. Wait. Okay, you just copy down this link. Okay, you may copy this link and send it to your this one. This is one of my YouTube to show this technique to answer. So here I'm going to run it very fast for you, right? So this is a technique. I call it 3, 2, 1 because I have boxes. Okay, you may browse the video later to listen to the explanation. Now I just show you how they're working very fast, just like TikTok, very fast one. Okay, they're working very fast and it come out with the answer. Okay, so you have this answer, but remember, finally you need to check your answer. So this is all in my YouTube channel. You can go and listen to the explanation. And the second one is this. You are the first one. This one I haven't get a chance to make the video yet. So you are the first person who see before it is uploaded. Actually, the video also I haven't record. So again, I'm using 3, 2, 1 method. So what I do now is I sub. Okay, I sub in here, the same process, I eliminate. But towards here, when I add up, I get 0 equals to 12. When this 0 equals to 12, I don't continue. I shall stop my work here. I erase the 2 boxes. And what is 0 equals to 12? You have to think of this. And what is that indicating? Indicates that 2, it might be 2, it is 2, it might be 2, it might be 2 planes that parallel, it might be 3 planes that parallel, making that the answer, this system has no solution. Due to what? Due to 0 shouldn't be equals to 12. Okay, I highlight this one. Okay, maybe for your question, SPM question, they'll be asking you this. Which question that give you no solution? Which question that give you, system of equation give you infinite solution? For infinite solution, let's go into this. This is another one. Also, I use the technique 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I continue working, solve. I let it on the box on the left. Okay, so I got an equation into variable. So I need to continue to make my second equation. Okay, the second, fill in the second box on the right. Then I'm going to eliminate the x. When I eliminate the x, what happened? The outcome gave me 0 equals to 0. Oh, what is that, man? 0 equals to 0. So from your concept learning, class learning, oh, you see that actually the intersecting point is here. The intersecting point is here. It's along the plane. It's along the plane. Okay, here I have this for you. Okay, this is the 3 planes that you can see. This is the box that when you go to the market. Okay, when you go to the market, you see this. Okay, the 3 planes. Okay, this is how you play with it. This is my ABM, right? So for this one, you may go to my YouTube. For the other 2, I haven't uploaded the video yet. Okay, this is actually for the other group. So for you, I'm going to run it very fast. Okay, wait, where am I going now? Okay. This is another one. Okay, I want to skip this one for you. Then I want to go to this. Now it's already 9:40. I have another 1 hour, right? So now let's go to differentiation and integration. This is one of the topic, right, that we want to do. Okay. So for this question number 7, this question is a question that in my setting, this question, this number shows that this is the original question from SPM. That's why you see two number. Why two number? This is the original number from SPM. This is the number of the question that I gave you in your paper. Okay, that's why you have two. Okay, now let's continue here. So when you read, as I told you, you read for understanding. Diagram 2 shows the curve of this one. Okay, shows the curve. Okay, I want to use this one. Okay, show the curve of this one. Okay, read this one and the tangent. Okay, then you see the tangent. You see the tangent here and the tangent of this. And the tangent to the curve. There are two information given. Then you check the diagram. You see the diagram. Oh, here. Meaning that this is the tangent and this is the curve. This is the tangent. Okay, this is the curve. This is the curve. Okay, now fine. Then what can you do? What's the question asked? I haven't finished now. I haven't finished reading the question. So you need to go for the question. So what's the question asked? Show that. Okay, the question asks you to show that H equals to 3. Now this one I've forgotten to highlight. Show that the equation equals to 3. So what am I going to do? I am going to check. This X is 3. Okay, sorry, this H is X. The point here, label here is X. So what am I going to do? I am from the equation here on top there, I'm going to substitute my X with H because the value given here is H. So I'm going to do that as the first thing. Then I was thinking tangent. How do I make the curve into the tangent? This is under which topic? Curve and tangent. A curve and then a straight line that touches the arc at one point. Under which topic? From here, because you couldn't get the topic, they never tell you this is, yes, differentiation. Okay, when you tell me derivative, when you tell me differentiation, I assume that you don't have problem in doing your differentiation. So what am I going to do? From the curve, okay, first of all, I have the coordinate here first by writing it as H, which is the coordinate, this is X, comma Y, right? The X is H, okay, and the Y is this that I sub into here, right? I hope that there's no problem for you to name the coordinate by using the letter H and X. Sorry, in terms of H, I hope that you don't have problem in naming the coordinate in terms of H. Okay, right. Now then we continue. Differentiation. So I am going to differentiate. As you tell me differentiation, go ahead. So you differentiate the earlier one, 4x minus x squared. You will get 4 minus 2x. What is x now? What is x now at this moment? What is x now? So you are going to sub it with H. Okay, fine. All right, fine. Until here, you get stuck already. What is dy dx? Just now you told me. In our earlier, just now, we gave you, or we discussed about three things. Dy dx equals to 0, dy dx greater than 0, and dy dx less than 0, right? Yes or no? What is this dy dx when we were talking? Can you tell me what are these dy dx that we are talking just now? Gradient, very good. Okay, Harit, very good. Gradient. Then, gradient, where we get the gradient? Gradient by right, it should be a terms, a value that we get from a straight line. Do you agree or not? That you get from the straight line. Am I right? Yes or no? So on this blue straight line, do you see two coordinates? Do you see two coordinates on this straight line? And please tell me what are the coordinates that you see. This is observation onto the diagram. Which, yes, very good. Then here, what is your basic knowledge of gradient? Basic knowledge of gradient. So apply the formula of the gradient is y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. That will be equal to your gradient. Am I right? You are going to apply this idea in your working. Okay, let's start. So this is your first coordinate. This is your second coordinate. It's either P minus Q or Q minus P. It doesn't harm you. But please make sure that your Y should be the numerator and X should be the denominator. Don't upside down. When you apply the formula wrongly, sorry. Sorry ya, formula pun sudah salah, apa yang nak betul. Okay, I continue. 5 minus h, 4h minus h squared. And remember, this is the coordinate of x, of y, sorry. This is the coordinates of y. And please make sure that you have this as in the bracket. Okay, this one should be in the bracket. This one should be in the bracket. Because this is minus. Okay, because this is minus. Otherwise, then you will get wrong. Again, make sure that you have the bracket because this is as one term, right? Otherwise, you will turn out as 5 minus 4h. Then you say minus h squared. That is wrong already. The formula apply wrongly. So what is it equal to? What is it equal to? It is equal to this gradient as what we decide just now. This is our decision. So I copy. I get the information as I told you. I get the information. I sub into the formula correctly. Okay, then that's how you get the, erase this one. Who knows that you want to screenshot, right? Then I erase all this so that you don't mess out. So then after this, what do? As I told you earlier, your linear equation must be strong enough. Okay, you work it out. So you work it out, you cross multiply, you expand, okay, all the working that you need to do, okay? You expand, you work it out. Okay, where is this one? Okay. Okay, I expand, I get this one, I get factorization. Sorry, I get this quadratic equation in general form. So what I do? I factorize. Right? I factorize. Then I have h equals to 1 and h equals to 3. Okay. Now my KBAT question comes in again. Okay, my KBAT, my HOTS question, my thinking skills question. I'm going to prompt you the question for you to answer me. So what is the value of h that you choose from here? What is the value? 3. Okay, T say 3. Okay, Jitendra say 3. Okay, and then Sudra Shini say 3, and then Adam say 3. Why not 1? Give me a reason why not 1. Why not 1? Why you ignore? Why you ignore the answer? Why you ignore 1 and you accept your answer h equals to 3? Because the question asks. Yes, very good. Siana, Adam, when your answer is not wrong because the question asks you to show. Okay, but then when you show yes, I accept this. But then why do you ignore? Can you please tell me if h equals to 1 is in one of the answer from my factorization means that this one is also part of the diagram. Can you please tell me where is the line of this? Okay, if let's say in exam, if they ask you to justify, thinking skill, please pay attention, less than based on the graph. Okay, very good. Your answer is correct. Okay, how come one is one is one of the answer? How come one is one of the answer? the English. Kenapa satu ini adalah salah satu daripada jawapan di sini? Can you please tell me? Can you please tell me? Okay, assume that you are here in exam. What do you do? Okay, I don't understand, but I know there is one. So I pun buatlah. I want to see what happened. I dot in here. Okay, for this this curve, I extend it so that I can see clearer. So I dot. I bring the dot here. Okay, and at this particular point, I also can have a straight line on this, and this is also my dy dx. Am I right? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, that is why this is one of the value because they intersect here. So this will be your gradient similar to this. That's why you get 1. If let's say in exam of HOTS question, I may ask you not to show, but draw me. So this is your diagram that you are going to draw in exam. Okay, Anat? So remember, during your practice, if there are 2 answers there, normally you accept one, you ignore the other one. You should have your own reason why you ignore the other one. Don't just ignore like that. You need to have thinking skill because under your KSSM exam question, you need to justify. So for you to learn how, for you to get to know how, what do you need to justify. You based on this, you ignore. Why you ignore? Why? Don't tell me, don't just tell me that show this because of the question asked. That's why ignore H equals to 1. You have to go to another level asking yourself, what is H equals to 1? Then you come up with the diagram here. Then you try to come up with this. Yes, you are the best. Your thinking skill is there. Then there is no way for you to run away from asking from answering Hot's question. It's a process. I won't say that today you learn, you can pick up immediate. No, it is a process. It might take days, it might take weeks, it might take months, it might take years. Depends on how fast you want to develop your thinking skill. Will it be okay? Satisfied with this? Any argument? If you have any question, then you may ask, teacher, why this, like that, why that, why can I do this? Can I do that? Because I believe that you get this paper earlier, you have solved your working. Did you do your working? Did you solve this paper beforehand? So how do we explain if you just draw? For the wording, we might not ask you to write in words. We will ask you to draw. Because for you to explain, we are not at the level to explain verbally. So normally for explanation, we will ask, draw it, sketch in the diagram. In the diagram, complete the sketching, something like that. Show it in the diagram, then you draw. Okay, nah? Seldom that we ask you to put in words of this kind of drawing where you have blah, 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 the gradient. Then if let's say you cannot explain, if let's say so coincident, the question asks you to explain. So you explain through working. You explain through working. For the point here that you have, you will be having the point here. Okay, when this is, when this is 1, okay, back to here, I choose another card. Okay, when this is 1, okay, you shall get the value of this by subbing the 1 into the equation. By subbing the 1 into here, you will get 4 minus 1, you'll get 3. This is 3. So the coordinate here is 1, 3. 1, 3. Then you get from here. Okay, 1, 3, you get from here. You sub and then you show the gradient. Fine, done. Okay? So far, so good. I think I'm a bit fast for you to digest. Because as I am talking, the energy comes in and then the gaya pun masuk, everything like the hasut like that. Right? If I'm too fast, please slow me down. Okay, now the second one. Okay, this is what we call a subjective response terhadap berstruktur. Because the 7A, just now the 7A, here this is 7A part A, they ask you to show, this is the diagram, and now B also refer to the same diagram. So whatever you have earlier, it has to be the second. If let's say the first part, you get wrong, H is not equals to 3. But anyhow, the question here show H line. If let's say you are lost in doing the first part, so don't worry. In part B, you substitute immediate, you substitute the H with 3. Okay, you substitute the H with 3. Right? This is my tips to you lah, so that you don't leave that question part A, B, C attempted, tidak diconteng langsung. Right? Mesti conteng. You must write something. Okay, now this question asks you to calculate the area. Okay, calculate the area. Okay, calculate the area. Calculate the area. Okay, the area. So, shaded region. Where is the shaded? The shaded region is here. Shaded region is here. Then you have to know how to calculate the shaded region. How? Okay, can you please give me some tips by looking into the sheet before I give you my answer? I want some idea from you. What do you see from the sheet under this topic? Enhance a bit your thinking. You want to get the shaded region. What do you do? Now you see the question, you read the question already. Now you start to plan. Area under the tangent minus area under the curve. Very good. So integration, area of straight line minus area of, okay, so that's why I see one, I see your answer, and then Harit, I see your answer. That's why you see, okay, what I see, another person, oh, area under the tangent, area under the straight line. I see this. Now this is what you meant. Okay, this is the one that I key in the information. Okay, the coordinate of 3, 3, right? So this is what I see. Is this your idea? When you tell me the area under the tangent, area under straight line, is this what you meant? One and Harit? Is this what you meant? Yes. Then what do? You say you take away. You take away the area under the curve. Am I right? Yes. But now you check back to this green shaded region, to this green region. What shape is this? What shape is this of the green region? Can you please tell me? Yes, trapezium. Make it simple. Make it simple. Teacher, I want to do integration. Cannot. No problem at all. But seems that trapezium formula is much easier to be used compared to integration. Do you agree with me or not? So then, okay, this is what you decide. Then you work on. After you plan already, you read the question, you understand, you plan. This is your strategy. You plan already. Now you carry out. Okay, I have my word. Area of trapezium minus area under the curve. So what is area of trapezium? You recall the formula, which is half. The length of this is 5, the length of this is 3, and the height of this is 1. You sub into the formula of trapezium, green color. And the integration under the curve is from 2 to 3 for this function. Fine. That's what you said. Now the problem is how good you are in your integration. By talking, by saying, if you fail in your working, fail. Okay, now, then you work out. Okay, you work out, this is the value, and this is how you integrate, right? Then you sub the integration, you sub the upper limit and the lower limit into the equation. This is upper limit, and this is lower limit. You can see here. Okay, so if let's say you want it to be clearer, okay, let me put in color for you to see lah. Okay, so I have this one upper limit, so this is upper limit. Okay, and I have this one as lower limit, and this one as lower limit. It is minus. Upper limit minus lower limit for the integration to determine the area under a curve, right? So then after that, you minus, then you get your answer, 1/3 squares unit, right? So then you may ask me, teacher, may I know where marks are given? As I told Cikgu Huda just now, I don't encourage to let students know where marks are given for particular question, because marking scheme can change from year to year according to LPM. So through my experience, on marks given, okay, let's go on to this. Through my experience, right? So I'll tell you where marks are given. First of all, what did you decide to get the shaded region? Is the area, you say the area under the tangent, area under the straight line, or the trapezium minus the area under the curve? This one, provided you key in everything, okay? Provided that you key in everything, you get 1 mark here. Okay, 1 mark, this is your first mark, because you tell me the idea, you plan, and you work out. And the plan here, the marks here is given to you when you sub the value correctly into the formula. If the value you use the wrong value, then you will not get marks. Okay, then after that, where is the second mark? Where is the second mark? When you integrate correctly. Integration is that bear in mind, is that your power of the variable increase by 1. Okay, you can see that this is actually power 1, then increase to 2. This is power 2, increase to 3. So you will get here 1 mark. This is 1 mark for integration. Okay. The third mark is that you sub the upper limit minus the lower limit. That will be your third mark. Finally, is your answer will be your 4 marks. This is very generous. Okay, please key in your attendance, Cikgu Huda say. Okay, at the same time as you listen to me, then you key in your attendance. So this is a very generous marks that can be given to you. Okay, in exam it might be marks are not so generous, so marks can be taken away from here. They don't give you mark, but I don't think so. They are so cruel, because MS question is already K-BAT. Okay, MS question is already K-BAT. I say it's too stingy if I don't give you 4 marks for this question, right? Too rigid, right? 3, then it will be hot already. It will be really hot. It might take away the marks from here. You may say, teacher, if marks taken away, the marks will be taken. I shall take the marks away from here, because the 1/3 that you get from your answer here is the trapezium minus the area under the curve, right? So that's why you get 1 mark. So 2 in 1, you get 1 mark. So this is a bit cruel. Okay? Okay, now, before I proceed, before I forget, I would like to let you know, some of you, you're very good in using calculator. I'm not good in that. Okay? Yeah, either you use the Classwiz calculator or either you use the calculator of 570. By keying the equation of this, into your calculator, keying this into your calculator. Okay, keying this into your calculator. Wait, let me pastikan yang saya buat tu betul. Okay, you key in this into your calculator. The answer will pops up as this one. Am I right? Straight away to this one. Am I right? Betul atau tidak? Students who use calculator to evaluate. Have you tried this one before? That you key in the function, then straight away you get the answer under the area under the curve. Have you tried this one? Yes. To check. Yes, very good, Joanne. Very good. It's to check answer. And remember just now, what did I show you? I say marks are given here. Marks are given here. If you use calculator, don't straight away come here and you get the answer here, I will say that no marks. 0 straight away. Why? Because no working. No working show by using calculator memang tak dapat markah. So key highlight. Because why? Back to our permarkahan earlier that I show you in one of my slides. The marking should be analytic. Take that. Take that as the keyword. I must show working because marking is analytic. Straight away to the answer without working from the calculator, I cannot get marks. Bear in mind. Tanam itu dekat sini. Right? Then you shouldn't be a problem. Okay, this is another question. Okay, this is another question. A solid matter is formed by combining, again, this is my number question, and this is from SPM. Okay, a metal solid is formed by combining a cone and a cylinder with a common radius R. The total surface area, okay, this is the diagram, and the total surface area, this is the information. Okay, let's continue. And then the total surface area of the solid is this. This is my keyword. As I said, as you read, you get the keyword. Okay, now part 1. The solid expands when it is heated. It is given that the surface area of the solid changes at the rate of 1.4 pi square centimeter per second. Okay, from this information that you read, okay, you read this one, or the unit that you see, you should be able to tell what is this indicating. What is this? You say that, you see the area, okay, changes at the rate. So meaning that this should be written as in dA dt. That is the keyword. Okay, surface area of the solid changes at the rate. This phrase, the whole phrase of this, the surface area to this is by this. Understand this first. What are we doing? We read the question from words form, okay, and we transform the word into mathematics symbol. This is our mathematics. You have to master that. Then what is the value? It is 1.4 pi centimeter squared. You can ignore the unit. Okay, you can ignore. But unit, I let it be here because it can help me to determine whether am I writing this correctly or not. Because this is the unit to area and this is the unit to time. So it is area upon time. Do you get me for this one? Please follow me. Don't fall asleep. Are you with me? Please respond. I want to see how many of you are with me. Okay, very good. Now, let's continue. Then, what's the question? This is only information. Okay, thank you very much for you to respond. Okay, what is the question? That only information. As I told you, you have to read for information. You have to read for question. So, the question here says, find the rate of change of its radius in centimeter per second. Okay, centimeter per second in this. Oh, my goodness, I don't understand this. Then you may shout out, teacher, I don't understand. Find the rate or changes of its radius. How to write it in symbol? Hey, my dear, you tahu ini tak? Centimeter itu apa? Is a measurement. What measurement is radius? You know per second or not? Is time. So Can you please tell me what is that written in your mathematics symbol? Yes, very good. Okay, very fast. Means that you're paying attention, Joanne. So it's DRDT. I'm too excited until mentioned wrongly. Okay, so the question asks, what is DRDT when the radius is at 6 cm? When the radius is at 6 cm. Okay, this is the first question. And second question, this is structured. Okay, question given to you. You have A, Roman 1, Roman 2. A Roman 2 say, find the approximate change in the surface area of the solid. Oh my goodness, another terms comes in. Oh, please help me. What is approximate change in the surface of area? What is approximate change? What is approximate change? Then you have to go back to your approximate already. Your approximate means that this one, okay? Approximate change for the one that you learn in our dy dx is del y upon del x approaching dy dx. This is in general in Cartesian plane. But now it want A, it want the area. So it should be area upon what? Area is not upon T. Area, if you have an area should be, let's say it's a circle. It's pi r squared. So it will be dA dr. Because we are going to differentiate our A respect to R. Okay, dy dx, because this is given to you as in y equals to ax squared. So that's why you have your dy dx, because you differentiate your y respect to x. That's why you get this dy dx. Do you understand this one? I bring you back. This is a recalling. This is recalling. So what is approximate? Oh, very easy, you say, because you understand the term. If it is not easy to you, means the concept you pun tak faham apa yang saya cerita. So, meaning that I want to know what is my dA, approximate change in the surface area of solid. Okay. So how do I get this one? Okay, then you shall know that dA upon dr approximate to dA dr. So in order to get my del A, it will be equals to dA over dr times del r. Okay, bear in mind. So this is to solve this, right? And now you have planned everything. Okay, but anyhow, this one not yet finished with the information of this. So what is this information? The radius changes. So here telling you the radius. The del r is 0.02. Hey teacher, why is 0.02? Remember, your initial value is 6. Your final value is 6.02. Remember, our changes is the final minus the initial. Yang akhir tolak yang awal. Jangan pergi ambil 6 tolak yang akhir ni. Tak boleh. The changes, we should have the present result that we minus the earlier. So in here, the final minus the initial. So the final is 6.02. The initial is 6. That's why I get it as positive. In our working on this topic, the plus minus here is very important. Plus means that increase. Minus means that decrease. Ada beza. So from 6 to 6.02, dia expand, membesar. Okay, kalau you dapat dia sebagai negatif, means that dia mengejut. You sudah songsangkan soalan. Okay, di sini very important. Okay, fine. I dah faham soalan. I want to work out my working. Kalau tidak, nanti tak terkejar. So, again, what I did here was, I transfer the information from the front page to the second page. This is from the earlier. This is from the earlier part. What's the question asked just now? We have already decided. Okay, dr dt. So remember, Joanne said dr dt. Okay, I want to find dr dt. How am I going to get dr dt? This is the tips. How to answer this. This is how I guide my students. Don't go straight away to anything based on for this part. Based on dr dt. See the tips. So what I do, I get my dr dt, I break into two parts. Okay, I get my dr dt, I break into dr multiply with dt. I break into two terms. I separate by multiplying. Can you see that? So then, what am I going to fill in here and what am I going to fill in here? Let's check, continue. I'm going to erase this one, otherwise it will mess up my slideshow later. Okay, so now I continue with my slide. Okay, so this is the information given. Okay, you see this one? This is dA and this is dt. So I'm going to fit my A there, dA dt. Right? So what do you think should be in this circle that I label this circle as, maybe I label it as M. Okay, please tell me what should I fill in M, the box of M. Yes, very good. Means that for that is the tips. Please take now the tips in order to help you, right? So then, okay, I am now in another slide. Okay, so I continue. Good enough. Then, another level for you to think. What do I have? Okay, I have this. This one, I don't have. I don't have this value. But for the value of DADT, I sub. Can you see? Now, I don't change this. Remember, this is the question. Jangan pandai-pandai nak pergi cari value of DRDT dari maklumat ini. Because that is the question asked. The question asks you to determine DR upon DT. Right? So now your task is to look for your DR over DA. What is DR over DA? My subject should be A. Remember, your area is equals to, let's say, I give you a square. Okay? So you can differentiate, okay, your A respect to radius. Okay, you will get 2 pi r. Okay, fine. Once I get this one, to get the reciprocal, I will be getting this. Fine. This is thinking skill, the tricks behind our mathematics. Now, your task is to settle this. How do I get this? What is my function? Your function is this. Don't use this function. Apa function? This is my example only. Use the function that given in the question. Okay, what do? Let's continue here. You are going to expand. When you expand your function, you should get this. Remember, for us to do our differentiation, is better for the terms that, as let's say you want to you want to differentiate respect to R, and R is your denominator. Okay, make it as the numerator. Easy for your differentiation. As for integration, also the same. That is the tricks behind it. Okay, now, remember what you want to do? You want to look for DADR. This is your point. Then you continue. DADR. This is normal differentiation. Make sure that you master this. There are 5 techniques there. There are 5 techniques. The 5 way. You have your product. You have the quotient. Okay. You have the simple one. Okay. You have the polynomial. Okay, then you have the chain rule. Okay, you have the chain rule. There are 5 techniques that you need to master. Okay, put here 5 techniques. Then you go and check it out. Okay, from your textbook. Okay, then after that, what I do? I stuck here. Who can help me? I stuck here already. What other information given in the question for you to continue? You already differentiate. You already differentiate your area. Yes, very good, Ayong. Very good. Your R, see, this information you haven't used. And what is this 6? R is 6. You sub it with 6. When you are here, please press your calculator carefully. Okay, can you tell me what's the answer that you get from here? What's the answer that you get? Key in calculator very fast, just to make sure that you don't fall asleep. At least your finger is moving. R is 6, Ayong is correct. What is the answer? Any answer turns out yet? No answer. Still working on it. Yes, Joanne, very good. You get it at 7 pi. But what is our working requesting? Are you going to sub your 7 pi over here? Are you going to sub your 7 pi over here? Yes or no? Yes or no? What are you looking for? You are looking for, yes, the reciprocal. Yes, very good. The songsangan, you terbalikkan the whole thing. And remember, for your number, 7 pi, it should be over 1. Any number, the denominator should be over 1. The simplest answer is 7 pi. Before you get 7 pi, it should be 7 pi over 1. So you get the reciprocal. That's why you get it as dr over dA equals to 1 over 7. Okay, then you sub it into your the terms that you highlighted just now. 1, okay. So finally you get your answer. Your answer. Wow, bravo. Answer already. Correct. I don't care how many marks. Okay, you shall get all the marks. Marks will be varies. Okay, I don't give you marks in here. But This is a complete working. I don't jump steps. I don't skip anything. This is the perfect working. You nak bagi markah dekat mana, you bagilah. Semua perfect. I tunjuk dengan jelas. There's no way for you to tell me that, you tak ada jalan kerja itu, markah diberi dekat barisan itu, you tak tunjuk. I show you my working, how to get DRDT. I show you, I expand my A. I show you my DADR. I show you, I sub my R with 6. And I calculate for you, and I show you the reciprocal, and I show you that I sub, and I show you my answer. What else you want from me? Okay? Teacher said, oh, sorry. This is maybe because of copy paste just now. Okay, this one should be one. Short sendiri. Thank you very much. Okay, means that, who was that? Harit, very, very attentive. Thank you for that. Right. So means that just now, as I told you about the unit, you already master. Good. At least you pick up something. Right? Okay, Nat? Do you agree? See, sometimes teacher, when I prepare slide because of copy and paste, I do mistakes. So during the session with the students, they pay attention, then they will tell me, teacher, you here, this is wrong, this is right. Why? Oh, because copy paste punya masalah. Okay? Thank you, Harit, for that. Very good. You are very attentive. Okay, then we continue. So part 2, approximate change in the surface of area. Okay, when the radius change. Okay, still remember I told you the approximate change? Okay, as approximate change. Okay, we have this one, change. Approximate change of this one. Then we will be in approximate change is our del A, right? Del A. So we have this one. Our del R, as I told you just now, it should be 0.02. I didn't complete my work. It should be 0.02. Then del A, this is this. This is the question, right? So from here, what I have, this is what I told you just now. I'm not going to repeat because we are running out of time. So that's why I get this one. I change the subject. Instead of dy dx, now it turns into dAdr. So what am I going to do? Okay, from here, I get this one from here, from here to here, right? I need some space to write. So del A, this is also just now I told you already. So what am I going to do? dAdr. What was my dAdr? You go back to your earlier working. I couldn't go back. So, but just now from Roman 1, you get your dAdr as what Joanne told me. It was 7 pi, right? I sub it with 7 pi. And my del R is 0.02. Then finally, I get my answer as 0.14 pi centimeter squared. That is the approximate change in the surface of area, a surface area of the solid. Meaning what? Meaning that as the R is expanding, the volume, the area also expanding. That's why you have the sign of positive. If you accidentally make a mistake here, del R, you use 6 minus 6.02, you get it as negative 0.02, and this one you will be having it as negative, and this one you will be having it negative. The whole thing is wrong. Why wrong? You start with the wrong information. Okay, Nat? So remember, for you to get the value changes, it should be the final value minus the initial value. Yang akhir tolak yang awal. Selepas perubahan, you tolak dengan sebelum perubahan. That caused the changes. That's the value of changes. Will that be okay? Fine? So far, so good? If there's any problem, please let me know. Okay, then. Some of you may want to snap the picture. Okay, let me erase this one so that you boleh tangkap gambar yang jelas, yang clear. Because when I teach, I like to conteng a lot. Okay? Is this 6 marks? It depends. I'll say it depends. It might be 5 marks. It might be 6 marks. Right? It depends on the level. If it is level, the level biasa, we call it level rendah lah, the low, okay, the low part, then it might be 6. The intermediate, it might be 5. Okay, if let's say it's in the hot question, it might be 4. Okay, as the same question, I can make it as intermediate question. I can make it as a easy question. Easy question means that every single line you perform, I give you mark. Okay, intermediate means that some part I don't give you mark, but marks will be given in skipping step. Okay, the one you need to show, but no marks given, but it will be in the answer part only. It depends on the marking scheme. Okay, if let's say a T said, okay, T said that I want to know where marks are given. Okay, I'll give you the idea where marks are given. For this one definitely no marks, because it's the formula. Okay, you sub the value correctly, and this one in here, 1 mark, 2 marks. Okay, this is 6 marks in SPM. Okay, let me go back to the question part 1. Okay, 1, 2 here, 2 here, okay, 2 here, 2 here. This is the question, right? Okay, 2 here. So for this part, marks will be given into how do you differentiate. This is 1 mark. Okay, for this part, this is 1 mark, and you sub the R into it is 2 marks. Okay, then you get the reciprocal, you sub into the formula, this is 1 mark, and finally 1 mark. So 4 plus 2, you get this question as 6 marks. Okay, Annette? Eugene, do you get me? How the marks are given? Yes, okay, good. Right? So it depends on the marking scheme, but this is the marks that given is through my experience. Okay, now, sorry. Oh, why am I coming out? Okay, wait. Okay, where am I now? I'm in here. Okay, approximate. We have changed and we have we are here now. Okay, part C. Part B. Okay, part B. Now we go to part B. Part B says that if a solid of the same shape is to form in which the total surface area is minimum. Okay, find the minimum total surface area of the solid. This is part B. Did I give you in the part B just now, the earlier question, or part B? No, I don't have part B there, but the part B is here. Okay, part B not in the earlier page, right? Question 8 part B, so it's here. If a solid of the same shape is to be formed, in such the total surface area is minimum. Find the total surface area of the solid in terms of pi. Okay, so then we continue. Area, the total surface area is minimum. Okay, when did you come across the word minimum? Minimum is by dy dx, you have the word minimum, right? So here, what do you know? Dy dx, A is the area of the shape. The shape is a cylinder and a cone. So it is the dA dr. dA dr minimum means that it is equals to 0. This is what you get. Okay, this is what you should get. Right. Then after that, the question says, find the minimum total surface area for the solid. They want to know the minimum total area for of the solid. Okay, then what do you do? Okay, you go back to here, dA dr. Okay, from here, what do you, because it says here, now here we don't sub our R equals to 6. We don't sub our R equals to 6 anymore. Okay, because it wants to know minimum. What does it mean? On our Cartesian plane, this is my A, this is my R. Okay, of this graph, because my R is negative, so I assume that the graph is this way. So at the minimum value, okay, minimums. If let's say minimums here lah, minimum. Okay, because of the graph is negative, right? In my A, oh sorry, this is x squared. Okay. It might be the graph something like that. Okay, I couldn't predict what kind of graph it is. Let me assume that it's here. So at this particular point, what is the R? You need to find out. Okay, or my graph can be this way, minimum point. This is my x-axis, this is my R. Okay, at this minimum point when my dA dr is equals to 0. Okay, what is the value of R? You are now looking for the value of R. Is that clear? Is that clear or not? We don't follow the R given in the question, which is 6. You are now going to determine when the dA dr is equals to 0. Again, I have my diagram here. Here, let's say I have this diagram. Since it says minimum, so I have my graph as the minimum. You take a red color. So minimum. Okay, minimum, and this is my R. Okay, at this is my tangent. This is my tangent. Okay, this is dA dr. Why dA dr? Remember, I have my axis on this side, which is A, and this is my 0. This is domain, this is codomain. Okay, this is the object, this is the image. So at this particular point, what is the R of this when dAdr is equals to 0? That is what it meant. So now your working in this is to evaluate to get the value of R. To get the value of R. Do you understand this one? I don't have to care about the graph here, but I need to understand what is going on here. Because I was not asked to sketch the graph. But the idea, you must have the idea to see it. Please respond to me. Do you understand what I explained? Yes or no? Do you understand what I explained? Okay, good. So if you don't understand this part, what will happen? You are not going to proceed because you do not know what to find, how to proceed. So now you know, or you see what is going on here, then only you will proceed to look for your R. Since your dAdr is equals to 0, this is equals to 0, you are now going to find your R. What is your R? So you solve your linear equation. You solve your linear equation. Okay, you solve your linear equation. So can you please tell me what's the R that you get? Work it out very fast. Because just now we started our slot late. I'm going to end up late as well by 10 minutes. Another 6 minutes for me. Can you give me the value of R? You work it out and I want to see. Okay, first of all, you cancel the pi so that it will not affect your working. Secondly, you group, bring up the R squared onto the other side, you get R power 3 will be equals to 36 times 3 divided by 4. Must be very fast. So what is your R? What is your R? Work it out. Yes, Ati, you are the only one. How about the rest? Muhammad Harid, yes. Adam also give. How about the rest? Tidur ka? Your teacher told me that you have 50 odds, about 20 odds of you did not attend. Okay, so then after that, I go on with my working. Okay, I continue with my working here. Okay, I continue with my working here. So I get my R equals to 3. Have I finished my work? Do you think, have I finished my work? Kerja dah siap ke belum? Answer to the question, kerja dah siap ke belum? No, why? Joanne say no, Jitendra say no. Okay, one also say no. Why? Kenapa belum? Why belum? Because the question says this. But now, what am I going to do to get this? They want the answer is in terms of pi. Okay, very good. There's one way that one detect. Working belum finish because I don't see pi terms in my answer. Very good. Okay, okay, that is one way. But now, the problem is, to where am I going to sub the value of R in order to get this answer? To where? Ke mana yang saya perlu sub? Into it. Very good. Who say that? Ayong. Okay, so you recall, this is what we call structure. Okay, you recall what is the formula earlier. This was the formula earlier given. Make sure you copy correctly. Then after that, you sub your R into it. Oh, finally. Can you tell me your answer? Blah, 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 blah. Key in your calculator. Ding dong, 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 ding dong. The time is running. What's the answer? I'm still waiting. Yes, bravo, 18 pi centimeter squared. So that's how I get my marks. Okay, back to just now who asked me the question. Teacher, how many marks? Okay, I might give you this one mark. Okay, 1 mark here. Why? Because you equate this one with 0. There is an idea. Do you understand this? One question. 1 marks. Another marks is you get your R. See the evaluation here, no marks, but you need to show working in case in exam, marks required at this part. You show your working, so 2 marks. Okay, can you please tell me where is the third mark given? I want to try on you. Can you please predict where the third marks will be given? So I call, since we have 3 lines, I call this one as first line, this one as the second line, and this one as the third line. Easy for you to name the line. So to which line that you get the marks? Which line? Line 3. If I give you line 3 means that I have 3 marks, but now it's 4 marks. Sub the value of R. Yes, very good. See, Why this is important to you? To show that in your working later, you don't skip any steps. If you skip steps, then sorry, you will not be able to get marks, right? If let's say the marking scheme require the working for marks to be given. I repeat, answer correct without working, no marks given. Bear in mind that. Why? Because our marking system is based on analytic. Itu sahaja. Okay. So I don't think I can continue to this one because probability I won't continue to this. Kalau tidak, then I take some time. Kalau dia akan menjala sampai pukul 11 nanti. Okay, Cikgu Huda, what do you think?
Okay, Cikgu. Okay.
Okay. So, okay. Sebelum tu, belum lagi habis. Saya ada satu lagi that I want your kids to do for me. Okay, since you already follow my slot, okay, I want you to go into the Woo Clap. Okay, to the another Woo Clap that I send you. I want you to go into the Woo Clap and tell me, did I help you to answer to your question, to your doubt earlier? And give a comment to me. Okay, how am I going to improve in my coming slot for other students? Okay, Nat? So, I nak tengok. Okay, let's see. Okay, cikgu tengah tengok you punya comment. So far, very helpful. Okay, one say very helpful. Okay. This is in progress, then I display. So see, now I have only 7 respond. Okay, they're responding. Yes, thank you so much. Okay, telling me excellent tips to approach the question. You are very clear and understandable. Okay, it was good, helpful and give. Okay, sangat bermanfaat. Okay, semua positif ke? Tak ada yang negatif? Cikgu cakap dengan cepat ke? Okay, I like to go to word cloud. I like this word cloud very much because very colorful instead of this. But here I can read your whole sentence, right? So, kejap you give me some time. I want to bring you back to my PowerPoint kerana actually I ada lagi beberapa slide yang saya tak sempat. That is what I predicted. Memang tak sempat habis. Cikgu Huda, kalau besok punya slot, mereka boleh join tak dengan budak-budak yang grup satu lagi? Boleh tak mereka join?
Boleh.
Tak boleh.
Boleh.
Because
slot yang kumpulan 2 tu 60 orang lebih. Sepatutnya lah.
Kalau 60 lebih tambah dengan hari ni 30 lebih because meet dia dah boleh masuk dalam 250 kan?
Kalau boleh masuk boleh lah. Boleh 100.
Okay. Okay. 100 lah? Hari tu dia dah naikkan kepada 250?
Dah naik kan rasanya? Saya pun tak sure.
Yes. Okay, so I would like to end my slot with some saying here. Okay, the struggle you are in today is developing the excellence result for tomorrow. Remember my quote, no pain, no gain. Ada hati, semua jadi. Okay, I would like, finally, I would like to say at last, okay, I would like to put my 10 little fingers in front of you. Okay, say I'm so sorry if any part that during my explanation did not help you, but I try to minimize lah, alright? So that hope that you gain knowledge from me. So with that, I wish you all the best in your SPM. Kalau ada umur, kalau ada umur yang panjang, kita jumpa lagi. Okay, all the best to you kiddos. And remember, study hard to excel yourself in your SPM's result. Right? Okay, so balik pada Cikgu Huda. Thank you, Jaan. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, student jangan keluar dulu. Nanti dulu. Okay, thank you very much kepada Puan Gan Feting di atas segala perkongsian ilmu yang bermakna tadi. Banyak maklumat, ilmu, teknik, cara nak menjawab, di mana pemberian markah tu memang sangat bermakna untuk kita dan diharap semua pelajar dapat sesuatu pada hari ini. Okay. Okay, student ada apa-apa nak bertanya kah? Ada yang nak bertanya soalan pada Puan Gan Penting?
If you have any question, you may ask. I give you a few minutes. Anything you may ask. To me, no pain, no gain. Ilmu saya cuma Tuhan meminjamkan jasad saya ini. Okay, untuk menyampaikan ilmu saja. The ilmu is not from me. If kalau Tuhan tidak izinkan, I to have the knowledge, I will not be able to. So everything we need to appreciate. Okay, thank God that kita masih hidup lagi lah pada saat ini and kita boleh berkongsi ilmu kita. Okay guys, do you have any question to ask? If no, then please respond, say that no in the chat box so that we can see. Okay, no question. Okay, very good. Tak ada soalan. Okay, all the formulas in the formula page is what will be. Yes, it's only 24, Yong. It's only 24 formulas will be given in your SPM. The rest is from here, is from your RAM. So you need to space out your RAM for the formula. What was the calculator that you recommended? Terus keluarkan dua calculator ini. This is 570. This is ClassWiz. ClassWiz, I'm still dealing with it. I'm not good in this because 570 dah biasa. Now young generation memang gunakan ClassWiz ini yang warna putih because you are kiosk kids. You are kids of zaman alpha beta. You are very good in this. I zaman ABC XYZ. Guna yang zaman lama punya. Okay. Okay, nak Sarah? Sarah, what calculator are you using, Sarah? 570? Okay, this the special of this MS. The special calculator of this, when you are using ClassWiz, there is a QR code here. Okay, when you key in a function into your screen, you key in your function into your screen, you just shift the QR here. Dia akan keluar satu QR code that you can scan using your phone. You boleh scan using your phone. Okay, use your phone and scan. Lepas itu in your phone dia akan keluar the sketching graph. That is the best of ClassWiz. Nak sebut pun tersasul. ClassWiz. Okay, the best part. You may get to Google before you decide to buy this one. You may Google and see what is the advantage and disadvantage of this calculator. Actually, this calculator kalau you beli sekarang, it will bring you to your college and varsities later. I got ClassWiz, but I did not know. I did not have that. Why? Which ClassWiz that you have? In your option OPTN, do you have the key of OPTN? OPTN. Do you have the key of OPTN? Under your shift key, there is a OPTN. If you key in the function, Joanne, if you key in the function, you press the key of shift and then OPTN. OPTN means that you are calling for the QR code. You will get the QR code. Okay. Kalau tidak nanti you boleh pergi sue ClassWiz, minta dia bayar satu, because tak ada QR code. Okay, in order to get that, you may Google ClassWiz and look for the QR. Anything that you ada masalah, if let's say kiddos you are running out of time to learn topical, you may Google YouTube, you may go for YouTube. There are many other teachers doing topical in YouTube. You can learn from that. It's your initiative. Okay, if you want the result, remember, no pain, no gain. I didn't know about that too. Okay, see, that is the benefit when teacher is running a slot talk for you. You attend. Sure, I'm going to assure you, there is either 100% you will get or minimum by 1% you will get new things that fit into your mind. Meaning that today's you have learned something better, means that today's you is better than yesterday's you. You tengah dalam improving yourself. Don't make your today's you sama dengan yang yesterday. Cuma berat badan yang bertambah, tapi otak tidak bertambah. That is not good. Okay, Anat? If you have that kind of attitude to make a betterment of yourself compared to yesterday's you, then you are on the right path. No online game, please. I know that you are now addicted to an online game. When the teacher is teaching online, and behind the screen, you are playing games. I know many of my students are doing that. Okay? It is not good for you. It doesn't harm me. It doesn't harm we all teachers. But you are the one who lose out. Right? Banyaknya membebel saya pula. Kata nak tutup. tapi bagi tazkira pula. Okay, so itu sahajalah.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, kepada Puan Gan Finting atas perkongsian maklumat juga tadi, termasuklah penggunaan kalkulator juga tadi. Dan diharap semua pelajar dapat sesuatu ya hari ini. So sebelum berakhir, tolong isi link kehadiran dan tolong on kamera semua. Kita ada sesi bergambar sekejap sahaja. Okay, semua tolong on kamera student. Dah on kamera? Kita ada sesi bergambar sekejap sahaja.
On lah camera, guys. You want best wishes from your teachers, right? You have to on your camera. On your camera now. Tak ada yang on.
Pemayu.
I on sampai 2 kamera. Memang tamak saya. Okay. Tak apa, rambut biar tak apa. Okay guys, where are you? Chloe, Joanne just now? Adam? Mana yang lain? Your teacher want to take untuk dokumentasi. Tak ada. Semua segan.
Modul kamu tu juga kalau ada. Yang lain? Tak ada.
Yang lain kat mana? Syai. Only one is the best. Yang berani. Dah?
Udah dah. Dah. Tak udah dah. Cikgu dah. Okay, itu sahaja untuk hari ini. Thank you very much semua. Dan tolong isi kehadiran ya. Jangan lupa. Thank you again Puan Gan.
So I see you tomorrow.
Terima kasih.
Right. Okay, bye.
Bye.
So esok untuk group 2 kan. So ada beberapa orang yang tak boleh join tu.
Okay. Ask you to on camera, Syai yang lain tu. Okay, thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Itulah Fazal. Terima kasih Fazal.
Saya juga semua.
Bye-bye.
Banyak bantu juga untuk saya ni.
So saya kata dia sharing sahaja, setakat sharing session. Alright. Kalau ada apa-apa bolehlah tanya soalan dan boleh bincang sama. I dengan cikgu-cikgu yang selalu I pergi untuk teknik menjak ni, mereka selalu ada post soalan dengan saya. Kadang-kadang pun saya tak boleh selesai, entah dia dapat soalan dari mana. So then just sharing lah macam mana nak selesaikan. So top ada banyak otak tu dia akan selesai kerja dengan senang kan. So dapatlah selesaikan, itu sahaja. Okay?
Okay.
Dan ni cikgu dan minta link siapa yang record, siapa yang buat recording?
Oh ni sekejap saya tak stop lagi.